Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with a very informal review for Put a Ring on It. This is season 4, episode 3. So it took me a little while to find the episode. Otherwise, I would have posted earlier today. But there's another show I started watching that I'm trying to decide if I'm going to review or not. I'm not going to mention it yet, though. But real quick, we're just going to go ahead and get this review out the way. I won't do a scene by scene event like I would normally do for most of my reviews because, like I said, Put a Ring on It, very informal. So, Chance and Dunbar, actually, let me not start there. Chance and Dunbar have a separate meeting with Dr. Stephanie, and during this separate meeting, we get Dunbar by himself. And remember last week there was something that he wanted to reveal that he had never told anybody. And I was joking and said he needed to get an Oscar, but I know that mental health is not something that you should play with. So I really shouldn't make jokes because he might be serious. But once we get to the end of this episode, I'm not really sure. Maybe my jokes were justified because he's breathing hard and saying he's never told anybody. And then he reveals that he has issues with anger. And it's something that he hasn't wanted to reveal to Chance because he doesn't want her to leave him the way that the last woman he revealed it to did. And one thing I like about Dr. Stephanie is she does something that's really important, that I feel is really important, and that's quieting the negative inner critic that you have of yourself, that things are going to be bad, that everything's going to be a catastrophe, it's all going to end up in a disaster. And instead saying what possibilities might be true, what possibilities might be better. And so he tells himself, instead of Chance leaving, maybe she'll understand. But he does talk about how angry he is, how he deals with depression, anxiety, and that he does need somebody that's going to support him through getting some help with that, right? So she wants him to tell those things to Chance. He also says that sometimes he doesn't really trust her, like he doesn't really know. So those are things she wants him to reveal. Sorry. So upon the next meeting, when all the couples meet up, Chance and Dunbar don't show up to the meeting. So we're just dealing with Catherine and Rick and Joy and Jasha. I hope I'm saying his name right. And talking about their dates. Now, Paula's pick, I think that's her name on my channel, she called it very well when she said the men are probably not going to go on second dates because they want to keep their household right. Rick initially turned down his second date, even though he enjoyed it. But once Dr. Stephanie kind of talked to him and said, hey, you can't just do stuff because you don't want Catherine to be uncomfortable because this is what we came to the process for, he changed it and said that he would go out with her again. Now, what I want to discuss in regards to Rick is that whole conversation that he had on his date with the woman about his child's mother and whether or not she would be cool with certain things. It's easy to say what you would be cool with when you're not with them, right? That was something that Catherine pointed out as well. You know, it's easy to say I was cool with it, before we started dating, but once I was in it, I wasn't really cool with it like that, right? It's easy to say yes when you're outside looking into the situation and you think you can handle it. Rick says that is something that him and Catherine have had problems with, just the relationship with his child's mother and the way that they co-parent and how close they still are. So he is going to end up going on another date with this young lady that he went out with last week. And then as far as Jasha, he does not want to go out on another date, even though he enjoyed himself. He still doesn't feel like they had that magic, that spark, that Marilyn Monroe look that Joy always gives him. I'm finding out a little bit more about Joy and Jasha this episode. Once they meet with Dr. Stephanie alone, Jasha does have a child and they have a good co-parenting situation. He doesn't want to rock, they don't want to rock that boat there. And now I'm starting to see why he's in his 40s and doesn't want a child right now with Joy. It's not so much he doesn't want kids, it's that he doesn't want to start all over. Right? He also reveals that he does worry about what if this doesn't work out? And then I have another situation where somebody else is in the home with my child, and I'm not going to be in the home with my child. What if this doesn't work out? That's something he worries about as well. But before I go there, I'm sorry, you guys, I forgot a part. Dr. Stephanie tells them that they're going to go out on dates with their exes. But really, only Rick is going out on a date with his ex because... Oh, Rick and Catherine are going out on dates with their exes because Joy and Jacia's exes have decided, no, that's not something we want to do because, like I said, they got a good thing going on with the co-parenting. Jacia and his ex-wife don't want to rock the boat. Joy, not sure about her ex. So that was another thing we found out. But my only issue between Joy and Jacia is I don't take Joy to be a person that didn't discuss up front that she wanted children at the beginning of the relationship. She's even said she wanted more children, but she wanted to do it right. She's like so many of my line sisters, actually. They wanted to be married when they had children. And then as they got out here and was dating, realized that, child, ain't nobody marrying nobody like that. Not quickly anyway. You know, they want to date for a long time. And now here we are, everybody's wanting children and you want at least one, but you tried to do it the right way. And it's like, doggone, like, am I running out of time? You know, sometimes I feel like we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. If we try to wait and do it the right way, you know, your clock is ticking. If you try to have your child early with just somebody that's got good enough qualities, down the road you might end up, you know, breaking up with this person or not wanting to be with this person anymore. Then you divorce before the child is however old, or even worse, you know, you might try to not even know what you're doing and slip up as a teenager, have a baby. So it's just all these different things. And it's like, I always see it both ways. Like, okay, this said relationship didn't work out, but at least she got to have her children. But then I also look at it as like, oh man, you know, they don't get to raise their children in the house with their person that they thought they were going to be with. Should they have waited? It's just like a catch-22. And I wish people were a little bit more sensitive to the issue when it comes to women and their fertility and wanting to have children and wanting to do it the right way or the wrong way and all this other stuff. You know, it really is a lot to think about. And, you know, these days we don't want to marry just for the sake of getting married and then take our children through some BS later. So I don't know. My heart just goes out because y'all know I don't care about them kids. But my heart goes out to people who really tried to do it, you know, who really want to do it the right way. So anyway, that was a little tangent, but I do think Jacia needs to let Joy go. If he does not want to do this with her. Dr. Stephanie asked, was he scared to lose Joy? He said yes, but I don't think he is. I think he knows he has Joy right where he wants her, because Joy is, I think, 36 or 37. Joy has already been with him 2 years. If she were to leave him and start all over with somebody else, you know, she's going to be setting herself back even more. So I think he knows. that probably is going to be her thought process, and that he can kind of wait it out possibly another year with her. It's not right, but I don't think he's scared to lose her. He says he is, but I don't think so. And Joy, I feel bad for her because I understand what her thought process is and what her situation is. I just said it, right? It's unfortunate though. It's really unfortunate. I get not wanting to start over, but you know, I don't think she was not upfront about her wanting children. I really don't think she was. So I think he knew this. And if you know you can't give it to her, don't do this. Don't do this to her. Don't play with her like this. So yeah, you guys, that's a tough one. Let me move forward because I'll get sad. So, Catherine and Rick, I don't see it. It doesn't even seem like he reciprocates the affection, you know, like the just subtle affection that she tries to have with him. In the meeting sessions, you know, Joy and Jacia are very much, you know, it's reciprocal, right? When I look at the two of them, it looks like Catherine is holding on to him and Rick would rather be anywhere else but there. That's just what I see. When Rick goes out with his ex, I saw a different side of Rick. Rick looked giddy. He looked happy. And I'm not going to go as far to say he's not over this woman, but I do think he still has some type of feeling, some type of love there for her. I do wonder who initiated this divorce. Also, you guys, I know maybe I'm harping too much and maybe it's all in my head, but I saw Rick's ex I saw this woman Rick went out on a date with. These women look nothing like Catherine. And I know that we can have all different types. I have all different types when it comes to men. So I get that. But one thing I've noticed about guys, they pretty much stick to a certain, if they like a certain thing, you pretty much see them trending that way all the time. The only time you don't see them trending that way is if this woman sparked something special in them, or they was down bad and they just kind of went for something, but that's not usually what they do. I'm very leery of not being a man's preference. Okay. I am, y'all have seen me on camera. If you scroll back enough, I am, I'm not an ugly woman, but I am a dark skinned woman. I have strong features. I don't like to find out that somebody I'm dealing with has never been with one of me. Okay. And I'm not talking about a black woman. I'm talking about just my look in general. It concerns me because, you know, do you really like me? Are you really drawn to me? Or are you just down on your luck right now? And when you get back up, you're going to go to what you really like. And I'm just something you settling for. I'm always very cautious of that because it's happened to me before. I've seen it happen to other women. I like to know that you like me for real and I'm your type. It's just safer that way. Women, I'm not going to say it's different because I definitely know some women who have a type. I just think that for us, I do feel like a lot of women's type does change. Like we can be drawn to something visually, but it's really how you treat us that will completely change everything for just the women I know. Let me not speak on every woman, just the women I know. They've definitely dated completely outside of their type because, you know, he was charismatic, he was fun, he treated her very well. You know, it's just a little different. It's just a little different. Maybe because men are more visual creatures. I don't know. But I just know I'm very leery of that. So when I saw his ex-wife, I was like, I don't know. Her and the date are more trending on the same type of look. Catherine, not really. And I hope this doesn't sound bad, you guys, because Catherine is beautiful. I'm not saying she don't look good. She is beautiful. I'm just saying I feel like Rick got with her at a time where he needed to be around somebody that was familiar, and she was the friend. She started out as a friend, but he doesn't have that romantic feeling for her. He doesn't have the romantic feeling that really she deserves from somebody. And it's that insecurity that she has. Yes, I do think Catherine is insecure, but it's not all in her head. So they go out on their date, and the X is pretty much saying, like, I've definitely tried to do better with setting different boundaries when it comes to us, like not doing the whole spending the night thing. I like Catherine, and really she deserves to be assured that you are in it with her. So you need to work on that. Like, they were cool. They seemed like they had a really cool relationship. I can see them having a good co-parenting relationship. Before the date, I was wondering if him and the baby mom, the child's mother, maybe possibly might still be, you know, getting a little hoo-hoo in. I'm not seeing that, but child, you never really know. And for those of you who have dated somebody who was, you know, you just was never really sure, baby, you can think. I remember one time this guy swore up and down he couldn't stand his baby mama. The whole time they were sleeping together. Whole time they were sleeping together. So you just never really know if they are or if they aren't, but it doesn't seem that they are, but really you just don't know. I just hope they aren't. Now, Catherine also talked to her ex, and she seemed to have this problem before with, you know, having like some baby mama type drama. I don't like saying that word, but you know what I mean. Type drama. And the ex points out that Catherine, you know, she used to be a hothead. And I was like, I can see it. Catherine used to be a hothead. You know, she would go off and she was very insecure about the relationship. And he did try to reassure her, but he also knows he had a lot of drama going on as well. But it seems like the Catherine that's sitting before him now is a lot calmer, has a lot more rationale, and can talk stuff out and communicate better than the Catherine that, you know, she was back in the day with him when they were going through their stuff. So she's experienced some growth. When it comes to Catherine, you know, I understand we get older, people have children. I got that. I think that Catherine maybe might do better dealing with somebody whose children are older possibly, because it seems like everybody has young kids when she's dealing with them. And a lot of times those relationships, those co-parenting relationships are a lot closer because you all have to do a lot of heavy communicating with one another about the young children. But I don't know. I don't know what it is that Catherine can do. I don't think, though, the insecurities that she feels when it comes to Rick are all in her head. I don't think Rick is doing a good job of assuring her that he wants her there and wants to be in a relationship with her, because I don't think Rick wants to be in a relationship with her, in my opinion. I also think Rick has other stuff he needs to focus on. Rick don't need to be going on no dates. Rick's what the strategy they need to be giving him instead of going on dates is meeting up with realtors, meeting up with financial plan. He need to get out them people's house. He need to get that woman out them people's house, or at least they need their own quarters or something. It's a whole bunch of people living in that house. I don't understand how they gonna work on their relationship effectively. Am I wrong, y'all? Should we all just be living? I do think one day we gonna get to the point where we got to start back living communal, because, child, the bills is high. I'm about to get me another roommate because I'm not gonna pay it. Okay, I'm not paying the $5. So, yeah, y'all, I just don't see it for those two, and it's unfortunate because I think Catherine's a beautiful person. I don't think Rick's a bad person. I just think he still has some healing he has to do from his previous relationship, and he need to let that woman go, because I think he would go back to that ex-wife if he could. But she looked like she ain't coming back, bro. She ain't about that life no more. She about this co-parenting life, and that's all, and that's it. Trying to see what else happened. Oh, Chance and Dunbar, they finally do end up resurfacing. I don't care. Long story short, y'all, Dunbar is cured of his depression. He ain't have to talk about it with nobody or nothing. He is cured. He is healed. And he says that when you are a man that's submitting to God, right after that, y'all, I checked out. Whatever. Y'all not gonna play with God and mental health right in front of my face. And apparently they done got engaged. Good for them. Happy for them. Y'all did not have to come on the show and waste 2 episodes of our time. Y'all have a good one. Have a good one. And we'll see you. Don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you. We'll see you on the flip. So they're gonna be getting replaced by another couple. Dr. Stephanie tried to talk to them and say that they, y'all, it don't matter. Them two gonna argue with Dr. Stephanie. Go on. Just go on. Y'all have a good day. I don't even feel like talking about them. What did you guys think about the episode, though? That was all I really had. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you for the next one. Okay. All right. Bye.